15 years. It's funny, I was at a point, I just finished my master's degree in healthcare administration. I went to Mercer Business School. And I was working for Columbia HCA. And I could have stayed working for Columbia HCA. I've got some, Marlene Kupkowski worked with me at Columbia. Deanna Smith, Tony Garner worked with me at Columbia. And they paid for my graduate degree. And one of the inpatient programs that we ran, I managed 2 inpatient units for the Columbia system in the Atlanta area. And we had an indigent bed contract for 5 beds with the Community Service Board. So I worked with these folks from the CSB. Some of these names will be a blast to some of you: Sherry Hester, Brenda Ballard, Pam McCullum, who's here today. And I really fell in love with the mission of the CSB. So when I finished graduate school, I was looking at some options in the HCA system, like going in the COO track and staying in the corporate world, or going to work. The then executive director was Pam Redmond, and she was retiring. And Pam kind of tapped me on the shoulder and said, why don't you take a look at this job? So I filled out the application, sent in my resume. There was 93 applicants. It was a national search, so I thought, well, I'll give it a shot. In my second interview, the board chairman, Dr. Dan Stevens, who was an OBGYN physician, and it was like a 9 o'clock interview, and he came in surgical scrubs, so he'd been delivering babies all night. And I'll never forget this, because during my interview, he fell asleep. So I get nice accolades all the time for having been a strong leader in the state. And, there's been a little bit of a formula to that, is I've had the great fortune of working with very talented people who were creative, and then they would present me with ideas. And, they created opportunity for the organization because they thought outside of the box. And really all I said to numerous folks who came along who had ideas of wanting to do some things differently, is I would say, that sounds like a good idea, let's try it. Community service, and as much as you have to give, there's a lot that will be taken from you. And public service really is a calling. I thought I'd be here 5 years, and I haven't looked up in 15 years until recently. And so that funny little moment with Mary, I was like, Mary, you're an incredible champion for our community and an advocate, and she just never stops doing more. And it's just kind of that calling of public service and kind of going above and beyond. So I want to thank you all for being here today. It's been a pleasure, and thank you for recognizing me.
Hi, all of us are trying to come up with something to get Todd that would be memorable, especially as he's cleaning out his office and giving us stuff to help us remember him by. Got a golden baseball.
True story.
So we were trying to figure out what to do, and about 3 or 4 weeks ago, right after he announced he was leaving, he was making a joke that we should get a statue and make a statue of him. To have at the Behavioral Health Center, which you saw the beginnings of and the middle of, so that we had for him and we can remember him by, which was a joke. We were kind of laughing and joking around. But then a few of us kind of put our heads together and thought, what if? Maybe. And we have a couple of millennials in the group.
Oh, we do.
This is at the internet and thought, could we find something? Wait. And so, we have to get it. I want also. Jay, you want to?
Come on, James. All right, get a little lower. All right, sir.
All right.
All right, we're going to help you.
Wait. Brittany wants us to first do a drum roll.
Okay, I need everybody to participate, so we need a drum roll.
All right,
I'd like to introduce you to the Todd Citron Memorial Statue.
It wasn't as big as we could possibly do, so we got a little smaller. Okay? All right, ready?
We can only afford somebody.
based on our budget. We can only chip in so much. So, you work for shit. Right. So, well, you should get everything you can possibly afford. And then by the time, this is what we have.
In case you don't know, it is a bobblehead of Todd. It sort of looks like him.
Did the best we could.
They went to a younger picture. Yeah, we decided to go with Todd incoming to the CFB, not outgoing. But the lady was saying, though, this statue has a little bit of a pot belly, and I was like,
Right, so just for a quick moment, there is a book in the back of the book that we'd like everybody to sign to say thank you and a farewell to Todd. To kind of carry this on, we appreciate everything you have done for all of us and the opportunities that you have given us. You've been a great leader and you will be very missed, and we wish you all the best in the future.